E aí, rapaziada, beleza? Será que vai continuar a campanha de jogo Come Deliverance 2? Esse é o episódio 2. Parece que demora mais pra carregar na primeira vez que entra no jogo. Agora imagine se tivesse um jogo estilo Kingdom Come, só sendo de viking. Tipo, já tem de povo nórdico. Não, povo nórdico não. Tipo, já tem esse que é o Kingdom Come de reinados.
Sorry for coming late, Ma. I got held up in Troskovitz.
Of all places. And it's not the...
Nothing against the hospitality of the good women folk here, but I want to get to Trotsky Castle right away.
Resta sua companhia.
What about the rest of our company?
Companhias.
Could someone else have got away?
You saw for yourself. They didn't stand a chance. But you're right, we shouldn't just leave it at that. As soon as we get to Trotsky, I'll make sure they get a proper Christian burial and their souls find peace.
And when we get back to Ratai, we'll have a mass served for them.
You're right. They were damned good lads. I've known Oates since childhood. Damn it.
What about Mutt? He's bound to be looking for us, and we can't just abandon him.
Henry, I like your dog, but that's not our priority right now.
He saved my skin.
So did I. First Trotsky, von Bergov and the mission, then we can look for your dog.
All right. But the moment things are sorted out, I'll go looking for him.
I'd expect no less of you. So, should we get going?
Hold on a bit. Before we hit the road, there's something you should know. I have a hunch that one of that band that ambushed us at the pond was... Istvan Toth.
Toth? Are you yanking my pizzle? He's long since over the hills and far away.
Isso que parece estranho.
I know how it sounds, but I saw him. Believe me. I'd never mistake his ugly face after all that happened.
Of course, Henry. I know you have accounts to settle with him, but that's nonsense. Toth is in Sigismund's service and is harassing his opponents. And Otto von Bergov is one of Sigismund's allies. So Toth's hardly going to attack his people. It was dark. God knows what you saw.
I saw him, the bastard, and I'll get him.
Yes, we'll surely get him one day. I promise you. And your sword, too. But I don't think either of them are around here. You're still my protector, though. So you need a weapon right away.
Yeah,
Here you go. You never know.
onde você conseguiu?
Where'd you get it?
I found it in the dung pile. Must have belonged to the fellow I brawled with that night we got here. Come on, let's get going. Your mind will turn to better things along the way.
Música escocesa.
hope they've got a good physician at this castle. Or at least a barber. I mean, that old crone got me on my feet. But I don't believe much in herbal remedies. You can't beat an educated man of medicine.
And I can't wait to sleep in a proper bed.
And some wine!
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, it's closed. Open up! I bear an urgent message for your liege lord. Hear me! Open the gate! I am a messenger from Sir Hanush of Lipa. Fucking shit! Fuck! You fucking cunts! You know who I am? No, we fucking don't! I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, heir to Ratai!
Now, look here, you filthy beggar! I'm not here for your amusement, so get your stinking, ragged asses out of here on the double. The pair of you!
What's all this about? Why don't you send those beggars packing?
I did, sir. They say they're messengers.
I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. Envoy...
I heard. Nevertheless, I doubt Sir Hanush would send two vagabonds covered in excrement as emissaries. Apart from which, Sir Hans Capon is dead. We found his body by the pond. His company was ambushed by outlaws and they were slaughtered to the last man.
Yes, yes, they ambushed us, but we managed to get away.
Sir, we met your Captain Thomas on our way. He can testify to who we are. He saw our message and its seal.
How terribly unfortunate you are. The captain's company was also ambushed by outlaws. The captain barely escaped with his life and has been delirious for 3 days. And even if he did confirm your story, I am under strict orders to admit no strangers to the castle.
Sir,
O doido, esse personagem é azul
there's
e
a
verde.
horseman approaching, in King Sigismund's colours.
Ah, now that's what a messenger looks like. Count yourselves lucky that I don't have time to waste on you. Be gone!
I'm getting in, whether you like it or not.
Get your shitty hands off me! No, wait. Wait, one moment!
What the fuck was that?
So now what?
There's only one thing we can do.
two got any groschen?
What do you take me for, wench?
For someone who stinks like a badger.
Look, we've had a tough couple of days, so we'd like a bit of peace and quiet, a beer, and a bite to eat.
Unless you want to share a bowl of gruel, you're going to need more coin than this.
Just bring the best you have, and we'll settle later.
As the gentleman wishes.
Well, she's not far off. We look like a couple of beggars, and we stink even worse.
What the fuck was all that at the gate? You try to talk to them and get shit poured on your head.
Different lands, different customs.
God's holy britches.
Well, I expect they've had trouble with beggars at the castle, so they act without thinking.
Oh, really? I'd never have figured that out. I'd rather hear some cunning plan how to get out of this shit. Huh?
The first thing we have to do is get ourselves into decent shape. Have a good scrub, get some better clothes. Then they might believe we're actually messengers.
That's all very well, except we can't even pay our bill here. Never mind a visit to the baths and the tailor.
So we'll earn some.
Earn?
I'm not afraid of work. And we're gonna need every groschen we can get.
And how long will it take for you to earn a few groschen? And where will you find a decent tailor? Before we get ourselves sorted out, Sigismund will be sitting on the throne in Prague.
So what do you suggest? Going back to Ratai?
To Ratai? You just don't get it, do you? We can't go crawling back like this. We'd be a laughing stock.
I suppose you're right. We'd be taken for total idiots.
Well, you could shrug that off. But me, we've got no message, no coin, nothing but our ragged arses.
Chin up. We'll sort it out somehow, and everything will be fine again.
Nothing will be fine, my friend. I'll tell you 4 reasons why. Oates, Tankard, Conrad, and Nicholas. Instead of sitting here with us, having a chat and a laugh, they're just food for crows in some godforsaken hole.
We'll go back and bury them as soon as we can.
Yeah, as soon as possible. They were good Christians, even though it didn't always seem that way.
We'll keep the promise we made at Pagenes. The best way to honor their memory is to finish our mission. We'll get inside the castle. You'll see. We'll avenge our lads and go back to Ratai with our heads held high. I promise you that.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Food. About bloody time.
Here we are. Gentlemen.
What is this stuff?
Hey, there's meat in that. And there's more than you gave me coin for. When you're finished, report for work.
Cheers.
What is it? It's that woman from the pond. Or the one you gave us away for.
I bear that witch. Wench!
What I tell you? What are you waiting for? She can vouch for who we are. Go to her.
God be with you. A full pitcher of wine, please.
My word. That's a picture and a half. I ain't seen you here before. Who sent you? Not them nomad vagabonds, I hope.
Don't worry. I've come from the castle. I'm Catherine, and I've got the lovely job of keeping the soldiers' throats wet.
Ah, That's another matter then. Oh my. Ugh. Can you smell that too?
Oof. It stinks like something died here.
Sorry to interrupt.
Jesus, fella. That's a bit much.
Hey, youngster. If you want to go around mixing with my guests here, go and wash the stench off yourself at the trough first. Stinking up my establishment.
We divided up.
I heard some talk about your captain.
Only gave me the unit.
What was that? Daddy wounded?
Oh, hi. Poor Captain Thomas might never get back on his feet.
Name names.
Him and his men were attacked by bandits. Most of them are dead.
Jesus Christ!
Lord von Berghoff is beside himself and won't allow his soldiers out the castle.
Aha! So that's why they sent you for the wine. Wait a more then. I'll be right back.
Sorry to bother you, but I've seen you before.
Oh, eh? I don't remember. Hold on, are you the boy that cleans the pit under the castle shitting hole?
Você foi atacado por bandidos.
You were attacked by those bandits.
What bandits? What are you on about?
You were attacked at the pond. You, some other women, and so were we, as it happens.
I have no idea what you're on about. I work at the castle, and I wasn't at any pond.
Não sei porque está aqui.
And I have no idea why you're trying to deny it. I saw you with my own eyes. You were washing laundry there with some other girls.
Well, I reckon you weren't looking too much at faces, eh? Clear off, you lecher.
Não. Eu tava baixo.
Here's your wine. Is this vagabond bothering you?
I can handle the likes of him myself. Thanks for the wine. Bye.
Please, I don't know what's up with you, but I know you were there. I need your help. You owe me that much. But we need to get to von Berghoff, and you're the only one who can confirm who we are.
You can't get into the castle. And even if you could, that was the King's messenger. Von Berghoff is getting ready to ride out.
Oh, shit.
If you want to speak to him, the best place would be Samin's wedding. He'll be there. For sure.
No, wait.
And don't ever lay your hands on me again!
What are you gaping at? Have you nothing better to do?
Why are you standing here like a pillar of salt? Are you ready?
Pronto para o quê?
What for?
To get to work. You pair ordered a lot more than you paid for, so you work your debt off, like I said.
All right. What do you want us to do?
Over there by the gate, there's a cart with sacks of flour from the mill. My old man was meant to take them into the house. But as soon as he got a sniff of work, he vanished into thin air. The second door in there leads to the pantry. That's why I need you to haul the sacks. You have to lay each sack on the planks, so they don't touch the damp floor and go moldy. If you just chuck it on the floor in the corner, it'll spoil. So do it properly. 2 men can finish the work in a jiffy, and then we'll be quits.
All right, we'll do it. Carrying a few sacks won't kill us. For sure, it's less daunting work than fighting bandits in the woods.
Aye, it's terrible about them bandits. We never had nothing like that here before. Like it or not, you can't pay what you owe me, so I'm putting you to work. Is that clear?
All right, we'll do it.
Glad to hear it. I can see you ain't stuck up like your mate. Where are you actually from, if you don't mind me asking?
Rat-eye.
Rat-tie. Ratai. That rings a bell. I ain't been further than the back off me whole life, but I know this place inside and out.
Vi algo sobre casamento.
I heard some talk about some wedding being planned here.
Ah, nobody's talking about nothing else. Young Lord Samin is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, our Truscovitz bailiff. And it's going to be a grand affair. When rich folks get married, that's a feast that's a lot different from when some tanner gets hitched to a bathouse wench.
Lord Van Borgo estará no casamento.
Will Lord von Burgov be at the wedding?
How should I know what his lordship's plans are? But most likely he will be. Samin is his vassal.
Quem é Samin?
Who is this Samin?
Can't you tell by the name? The Lord of Samin. The fort and the village belong to him. Old Jan Samin is the head of the family. And his son's called Olda. And it's him who's getting itched. There used to be a rich family. Their glory's faded a bit, but they still have some clout.
Onde vai ser o casamento?
Where's the wedding going to be?
At Samin, of course. I expect old Sir Jan and our bailiff will try to outdo each other in showing off their wealth.
Passear ao casamento.
Could I get to the wedding somehow?
I don't know about that, lad. It's for invited guests only.
It seems that's really our only chance.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
If you want to find out more, there's a couple of invited guests having an ale over there. Young Svatja there. He's the bride's brother. He can be a bit of a pain, but he's a good lad at heart.
I'll go and discuss it with my friend then.
And careful with them sacks. I don't want you ripping them or anything like that. Aye, coming right up.
I talked to that woman from the pond.
I noticed. It didn't look like she was too pleased to see you, though.
The main thing is, she denied ever being at the pond.
It's definitely her, though. You don't forget a figure like hers.
I got the feeling she didn't want to talk about it for some reason. I did get something out of her, though.
What? Don't keep me in suspense.
Von Burgov is about to leave the castle.
Sacra! If he pledges to Sigismund before we can get to him, everything's fucked.
Calm down, let me finish. There's also going to be a big wedding in the region. Young Lord Semin, from the local noble family, is getting married. He's marrying the local bailiff's daughter. It's going to be a big event.
Why should some wedding in a shithole near Trotsky be of any interest to us?
Because it looks like von Burgov will be there.
Oh, that's fantastic news, Henry. So all we have to do is get on the guest list. And that shouldn't be a problem because you've got a cunning plan, right?
I'll come up with something.
I hope so. You can't expect me to do the thinking for both of us all the time. We'll ask the locals and see.
There's something else we have to sort out first. I spoke to the innkeeper.
I noticed that too.
We can work off our debt. All we have to do is carry a few sacks of flour from that cart to the pantry. If we both do it, we'll be finished in no time.
Lug sacks? Are you yanking my noble pizzle?
I'm serious.
I can't work. I'm a noble. What if someone saw me?
Ninguém vai reconhecer.
Come on. Nobody will recognize you.
Maybe not now, but what about later? People will remember my face, and when everything's cleared up, word will get around that I lugged sacks here like some beggar. As if the disgrace at the gate wasn't enough. Oh!
Look, we're not in any position to pick and choose. So if you want to somehow scrape your way out of this mess, you better forget your airs and graces and make some effort. A bit of honest work won't kill you.
Henry, haven't you ever heard of the 3 states of man?
Would that be some aristocratic excuse?
Not so fast. It's God's law. Oratoris, the priests who pray for us. Laboratoris, the plebs who shovel shit and pay taxes. And Bellatoris,
The warriors who protect the ones on their
Ah,
knees
então
or in
é
the
esse que é
fields.
laboratório.
Now, which am I? So if you find me a sword, I can get to work. But wield a pitchfork or carry sacks? That's against God and nature.
A circunstância soldarias, três estados do homem, executores. Ninguém aqui precisa de um guerreiro. Tá, pegar sozinho logo.
I understand. I'm in your service, so I'll carry all the sacks. Even your share.
Thank you, Henry. And don't worry, I'll pay you back for your hard work.
I'm on it.
Thanks again for accepting it with humility. And fear not, friend, I'll repay the favor.
How? By giving me a large estate?
That too, of course. Maybe 2 estates. But above all, once we're out of the worst, I'll help you find your dog. As soon as we have at least some gear, we'll head into the forest and find Mutt in a trice. Although, if you think about the 3 states of man, looking for lost dogs is more like a huntsman's work. But let's pay no mind to that.
That would be kind of you.
I knew you'd be pleased.
I'm gonna lose a whole day just for a few sacks.
Oof! That isn't half heavy. Oh.
What a waste of money.
Did you hear that the king himself announced that everyone should have a good bow on hand?
Which king would that be?
Scott's
Have to obey, don't they?
You didn't hear it from the
God
trader
bless.
who sold you the bow, by any chance?
saudações.
Come to think of it, it was him who told me.
One beer. Hey, innkeeper, that beer? Well, my dog died. Oh.
You know what? I've had enough of your buzz. Sit down and shut your mouth, or I'll shut it for you.
Ué, 2 de 5. Já é pra ser 3.
Ei incumbit probatio, qui dicit non qui negat.
Is that supposed to be Latin?
Clever you. Do you know what it means?
No. And I doubt you do either.
I heard
The
you're in
burden
need
of
of money,
proof is
friend.
on the one who
Aye,
declares,
true enough.
not on the
I
one
need to pay the tithe and give something to the church for my father.
To good health. They don't collect tithes before then.
You're right, but I promised myself I wouldn't leave it till...
Agora foi 3.
What did you say?
Say it again. It was their own fault.
What do you mean? They attacked themselves? What the fuck are you trying to say?
Everyone knows it's dangerous around Trotsky. Making camp in such an unprotected place is suicide.
Where else were they supposed to make camp, smart-ass?
Somewhere in the rocks, maybe. Not out in the open by the pond. Only a fool would do that.
But calm down, both of you.
I'm perfectly calm. It's your chum here who's ranting and raving.
Pack it in, Henry. There's no point in arguing with this yokel. He fancies himself as a military strategist.
I don't believe a word you're saying. A weed like you surviving a fight against bandits even von Berghoff himself has trouble with?
Believe what you like, but I'm telling the truth. And in fact, I'm willing to overlook all your insults if you apologize right now. And invite me to that wedding.
Oh, you want to come to the wedding, do you? Huh. I'll give you a piece of advice, pal. If you can make yourself useful for the blacksmith or the miller, you'll get to the wedding. You'll see the glorious occasion, at least from a distance. And you can stop spouting your pathetic lies.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein, and I demand your immediate apology.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein. Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein. You're starting to bore me. You and your silly made-up name.
No apology, then. It looks like I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Nou, je hebt hem gehoord.
There's no point in this. Let's leave.
I'd do what your pal says if I were you. Get lost before something happens to you.
I give you a chance to apologize, and you keep insulting me. Get ready to pick up your broken teeth with broken fingers.
Oh, I'd like to see that. Come on, then.
You scum!
A dead man.
Why did you do that?
Yeah! Don't spare him! These days, everyone's everything.
Take that fucker out, damn it!
Slice him up!
Fuck you!
He doesn't know which way to turn! What now, fucker?
Madman! Why'd he do it?
Slice him up! Wanker!
Christ! That must hurt!
Yeah! Don't spare him! Come on, you worm!
Shame on you!
Good! Pray, you bastard!
What do you want?
Nice hit!
I'll rip your ass open!
Bucket, you shit!
Slice him up!
Jetzt reicht es! You're dead, bastard! Take that, you worm!
No, you don't.
Show your
Why'd you
stuff!
do it?
This won't end well for you!
Wanker!
To the dock with him!
No chance!
What's it to be, you wretch?
Come on then!
Slice him up!
Show your stuff!
I'll rip your ass open!
Let him have it!
Fucking die already!
Oh, verdammte...
What the hell is going on here? Grab them vagabonds!
Bastards! This will cost you dearly. Keep your mouth shut and don't make it worse. What? You behave like a spoilt brat. How dare you speak... You know, if you just shut up and done some work, we'd have coin by now and be on our way to the castle. But no, not his lordship. You've got a nerve. If you hadn't have played the hero, we'd have been there long since and I wouldn't have had to get you out of that mess. Oh yeah, because this isn't a mess, is it? Fuck off. Shut up. Or you'll get a whipping too.
Just who the hell do you think you are?
I'm sorry, sir, but It's your fault what happened in the tavern.
What? My fault? You can't be serious. Whose fault is it that we're in this fucking pillory?
What? Who started quarrelling with the locals? In their tavern? We should have made ourselves scarce. None of that would have happened.
Oh, aye. Typical you, running away like a coward. If it hadn't been for me, we wouldn't have even been in that tavern. We've been in the shit right from the start because you had to play at being the knight in shining underwear, saving damsels in distress.
I don't believe it. You're trying to put the blame on me? Just like that?
Who else is to blame? You're just a simple peasant who has no idea how the world works.
Hey, let's just stop all this arguing. It'll just make things worse.
Fuck you. I've had it up to here with you. With you and your pontificating. You were supposed to make sure nothing went wrong. And how did that turn out? It was me who had to save your life. You're fucking useless. You couldn't even keep an eye on your own mutt.
Oh, that's enough. This isn't getting us anywhere. I understand you're downcast after all that happened to us. And I understand you need to take it out on someone. I can take it. But we shouldn't forget we have a job to do. And do it we must. Together.
That's exactly what I'm doubting. Everything goes to shit when you're by my side.
You don't really mean that. Calm down.
I'm perfectly calm. That's it. My life went to shit from the first moment I met you. And I've only just realised it. You're like a ball and chain. And I'd have bagged that wild boar too if it weren't for you.
Well...
And none of the rest would have happened. I wouldn't have been showered in shit.
Oh, come on, Capon.
Don't you cape on me. Not another word. I'll have to consider what to do next.
Manhã seguinte.
Right, ladies. Time to go home. But I swear to Christ, if I catch you again, I'm gonna skin you both alive. Isn't that? Oh, so Otto.
Hey! Loco Virgo!
Oh, shit. Right, where were we? Go on, get out of my sight. What are we gonna do?
You can do as you like. You can go and carry sacks or dig latrines. I'll look after myself. I'll go and see Lord von Berghoff at the wedding. I bid you farewell.
All right. Yeah. If I were in your shoes, I'd be glad to be rid of the good-for-nothing, eh? Yeah. All right, off you go.
Got it?
Relação, sua tem consequências. Você cometer crimes no mundo e as pessoas ao redor reagem a eles. Crime. Aquele que estão honesto deve evitar é considerado crime. Não se deve matar inocentes, roubar, invadir a casa dos outros, ferir pessoas, animais domésticos e perturbar suas vidas pacíficas. sequência do crime, se alguém o pega cometendo o crime, a pessoa deve mostrar aos guardas ou constatar de que ninguém o pegue de flagrante, você não estará necessariamente salvo. As pessoas, nossos idiotas, podem dizer que foi você o autor do crime. A reputação é feita como as pessoas tratam você. Quem gosta de você cumprimentará com gentileza, os comerciantes poderão até dar descontos. Por outro lado, quem odeia pode nem sequer falar com você. Você pode melhorar sua reputação e as tarefas pode piorar os cometendo crimes. E agir de forma desonesta. As pessoas comentaram seu comportamento assim, se você ajudar o pedido de que alguém, as outras pessoas na região logo ficaram sabendo, melhorar sua reputação. Sempre é possível melhorar uma reputação ruim, pagando uma indulgência, fazendo uma peregrinação penitencial, pode ser imposto por um padre. Se houver muito crime na área, o povo vai ficar mais vigilante, se armar, e os atos de maior reforço, quando as coisas se acalmar, tudo retornará ao normal.
Hey, you! Aye. You're in the right
I really
place.
do need to... What do you want from me?
I don't want anything from you. I should actually be thanking you.
Uh-huh. For what?
I've been begging for alms here for days, but I didn't make any real coin till today. And that's thanks to you. The scene you made brought out nearly all of Troskowitz.
The heck?
You're welcome. At least it was good for something.
Oh well, not many people can make such a strong first impression. But look on the bright side. Now things can only get better.
Yes, you're probably right. It doesn't get much worse than that. Unless somebody tries to kill me. Again.
You're still alive in one piece. It's a new day and the sun is shining. Like Tomcat always says, bruises build character.
Hey, you. What's your name, anyway? What do you do?
I'm Bara. Just Bara.
Looks like you know your way around here pretty good. You're from here, right?
I ain't. I'm just passing through.
Então você é uma andareiras?
You're something like a wanderer?
Nah. I usually find work with someone, stay for a while, and once I save a bit, I move on.
Then why are you begging here?
Sometimes I collect herbs for the apothecary, or help in the tavern. But I'd like to go somewhere else, so I'm scraping up whatever I can. But on the whole, you could say I'm a traveller, or a nomad. But don't say it too loud, the locals don't take kindly to them.
Why?
Because they're different, and it scares people. They travel from place to place and take their home with them.
I'd like to see what their homes look like.
You can go and see them, just don't stare too long.
Onde você está indo?
Where are you headed? If you're only passing through here?
For work, to the city. I'm tired of serving landholders. They all promise the moon, but then you're eating stale bread, cold porridge, and a nary a groschen in sight. With the city folk, it's bound to be better.
Para qual cidade você vai?
You said you were going to a city. You mean like to Prague? Or somewhere further?
I'd like to go to Prague, but I don't know anybody there. In Kuttenberg, at least I have a cousin.
Aha. So you're going to visit her?
Well, she doesn't know it yet. But I won't be troubling her long, just until I find a way to make a living.
Porque está me ajudando.
Why exactly are you helping me?
Why? Why? Because you look like you need it. I've been in the ship plenty of times, and I know how appreciated a helping hand is in times like that.
Tá. Conte mais sobre ator.
Do you know anything more about Tomcat?
They say he's a master swordsman, but a real joker too. He loves showing off to girls.
Acho que ele pode me ensinar alguma coisa.
Do you think Tomcat might teach me a few of his tricks?
No offence, but compared to him, you're a bit of a lightweight.
I don't want to pull wagons, but if he can handle a weapon, I'd be happy to train a little with him.
Well, one of the guards tried to take him on and came back whipped like a dog, moaning like he'd been broken in two.
Well, sure. If he's that strong, I'm not surprised.
More like some trick he's got that our watch doesn't know. Or at least that's what the poor man said.
Treinamento de combate. Onde posso encontrar o gato?
Where might I run into Tomcat?
In the camp by the tower. That is, by Rock Tower Pond. He watches the camp for the nomads.
Should I watch out for them?
No, I don't think so. They mind their own business, but strangers usually mean trouble for them, so they're careful. Try not to stare too hard and hold your tongue, otherwise Tomcat will show you some of his other skills.
Me ajude. Preciso vestir alguma coisa.
I'm practically naked. Nobody's going to want to even talk to me like this.
At least you're not walking around bare-assed. Although that might not be a sorry sight.
Ah, very funny. I'd rather you tell me where I might get some clothes.
And what do you have in mind? Brocade and satin? A monk's robe? Or perhaps Sir Brunswick's armour?
A armadura de Sir Brunswick?
What armour are you talking about? Sir Brunswick?
Oh, nothing. It's just a local legend. They say a famous knight lived here who killed a ferocious lion and saved a many-headed dragon. Or the other way round. It doesn't matter. I don't even know.
And is the armour real?
Maybe. Maybe not. Geibel, the scribe, might know something about it. He has a lot of learned books. I don't know my letters.
Preciso de armaduras.
I could use some armour. Proper, like, for a knight. And no rusty junk.
And you are like a knight?
Well, yeah. I don't look so good. But I swear I came here in armour, sword at my side, and on a horse.
Wow. And where is your armour, sword, and horse now?
That's a long story. And it's not a happy tale.
Well, you can hardly
Yes.
buy new armour now, but you might find something in the town hall armoury. Although you'll need quick hands.
Roubar armaduras.
Thanks, but I'd rather get my clothes,
Não, bem,
honestly.
gaso.
I just got out of the pillory. I don't want to end up there again.
Well, I'm not pushing you, just giving you a few useful tips. What you do with them is up to you.
Preciso de dinheiro.
I have no money. I might as well beg on the village green like you.
The hell you will. This is my turf. Here you go. I'll skip supper. It's partly your doing anyway.
Wow. I mean, thank you. Seriously.
Yeah, don't start crying. You'd better find some work quick.
Ganhei umas moedas. Preciso de cavalo.
Damn. I could use a horse. It'll take years to get to Semin on foot.
Don't exaggerate. This province is small.
Still, it'll be faster with a horse.
There's a stud farm in Semin, renowned far and wide.
And which way is Semin?
Southwest from here, not too far. There's a road goes right there from the green. Just go down the hill. Once you see the walled farmhouse, you're there. Though, I'll be a queen before you can afford a horse from Semin.
Como faço para ir até o casamento?
My main concern is getting to that wedding in Semin. Do you know anything about that celebration?
Well, yeah. People are talking of nothing else. The Lord's son is getting married to the sister of that lout he was fighting with.
How much time do you think I have? Have the preparations already begun?
From what I hear, the bride's dress still ain't finished, and blacksmith Radovan still ain't started smithing the gift for the groom. So, no rush.
Hopefully by then I'll find a way to sneak in. Oh well. It was nice to meet you, but I should probably get going. Get a job, and so on.
Don't worry, you'll manage. Till we meet again.
Salva o jogo. Deixa eu ver o mapa. Onde que tá a missão do... Aqui. ferido.
What would you like?
Sabe onde conseguir armaduras?
I met the local beggar. Barrow was her name.
She's here again? Oh, confound it. But we'll get rid of her somehow, you'll see.
What? But I...
You didn't give her any money, I hope? Rabble like that are like stray cats. Feed them once, and you'll never get rid of them.
No, she just told me you might know where I could get some armor.
Armor? Unless you want to join the local watch, I don't think I can help you. Unless, maybe, Radovan, the blacksmith from Takov. We might sell you something.
But Barrow told me you might know of something better. The armor of some Brunswick?
All that? Lad, 'tis but a legend.
Querendo.
What legend?
It's hard to explain. There are actually 2 legends, or even 3. Well, it doesn't really matter. Why are you so interested anyway? Fine armor like that belongs in the hands of a knight.
Deixa eu ver o mais alto que eu tenho. Vou vender algum cavaleiro, não. Estou interessado nisso como Ferreiro. Esse é o mais alto que tenho.
That may be true. But even the finest armor has to pass through the hands of the master blacksmith who forged it. I might be only an apprentice, but that's all the more reason I should take an interest in such things and learn something.
Aiming a bit high, starting with knightly armor, aren't you? How about starting with horseshoe nails, eh?
Excuse me?
All right. No need to lose your temper, I'll tell you. In short, they say the armor of ancient Bohemian Prince Brunswick is hidden here, waiting for some valiant knight to find it. I don't believe it, of course. After all, I'm educated. But you'd be surprised how many fools have set off to find it.
Quem foi Brunswick?
Who exactly was this Brunswick?
You don't know, lad? Educate yourself. Brunswick was a famous Czech prince who won the lion for our country's coat of arms.
Really? How is it that I've never heard of him?
Perhaps because he never existed. Prince Vladislav II got the lion for our coat of arms for helping Emperor Frederick I, known as Redbeard.
But you just said that...
Brunswick is just a legend, but a quite lovely one, I'll give you that.
Could you recount for me the legend of Brunswick?
Well, why not? Brunswick was a valiant Bohemian prince. He lived in a time when our country had an eagle on its coat of arms, but that wasn't good enough for him. So he decided to head out into the world and gain the mark of a more powerful animal.
A man after my own heart.
You may think so, but his wife was none too happy. Her name was Ludmilla, and she begged Brunswick 100 times to stay home, but he just couldn't be persuaded. Still, he loved her very much, so he took her ring and told her that unless someone came and showed her that ring during the next 7 years, she should wait for his return. But if he failed to return after 7 years, that would mean he would never return.
7 anos. E o que aconteceu?
Then what happened next?
Brunswick's party set out to sea, but didn't get far. They were drawn in by an island with a mysterious mountain of amber that holds all ships and prevents them from leaving. Over time, the men on the deserted island died of starvation, leaving only Brunswick, who noticed that once a year a great bird called No came to the island to hunt. And so the clever knight hid in his horse's hide at just the right time. And when the bird came, it mistook him for prey and carried him away. So Brunswick wandered on. After some time on the road, the prince came across something unprecedented. A duel between a lion and a 9-headed dragon. So, what do you think Brunswick did at that moment?
Ele ajudou o leão.
Well, considering what he later added to the coat of arms, I expect he helped the lion, eh?
Smart. Brunswick rushed to help the lion, and together they killed the dragon. And from that time on, they were stalwart companions. The lion even followed him all the way back to Bohemia. Except, by then, it was already too late. It had already been exactly 7 years to the day since Brunswick set off on his journey. His wife, Ludmilla, who had until that time valiantly resisted all suitors, was about to remarry. But at the wedding feast, Brunswick managed to drop the ring in her cup, so it all turned out well. For Brunswick, that is. Not so for Ludmilla's new groom, but the lion took care of that.
O leão comeu o noivo da água de Mir, de onde veio essa armadura.
Where did Brunswick's armor come from?
It is said that George the Lion of Württemberg brought it here. He was the nephew of Lord Chenyek of Württemberg, who built Trusky. This George spent a lot of time with King Wenceslas. A suspiciously long amount of time, if you know what I mean.
I think I get the picture.
And it is said that one day, a lion escaped from the king's menagerie, and George overpowered it with his bare hands and laid it at the king's feet, still alive. As a reward, Wenceslas gave young Württemberg the name Lion and the armor of his ancestor, Prince Brunswick. Only Sir George didn't live to enjoy it for long. He caught the plague at a tournament abroad, and died on his way back to his king. Specifically, while visiting his uncle here at Trusky. Of course, the king wanted his armor back, but Lord Chenyek didn't want to give it to him, claiming he had the hereditary right to it. It looked like Wenceslas would lay siege to Trusky, but fortunately Lord Chenyek was completely destitute by then, so he sold all of Trusky and the armor to the king.
Chenyek faliu?
Chenyek was broke. How come?
Because of building his castle. Trusky may be impressive, but it's too expensive for a nobleman. Even the king had difficulty paying for such a castle.
Well, if the king was so endeared with Brunswick's armor, why did he leave it here?
Because he didn't have any choice, my friend. He never found the armor. Lord Chenyek was as cunning as a fox. While he did leave the armor here, he never told anyone where. It's said he hid it so it could only be found by a true knight. Each piece in a different place. Or so they say round these parts. Who knows if there's any truth to the tale.
And do you know where I could find Brunswick's armor?
Yes, lad, if it even really exists. But I do have a little bit of advice for you. Sir Chenyek, who they say hid the armor, left behind a riddle. It's a test that must be passed by whoever wants to find it. Do you want to hear it?
And how did that riddle go?
Wait, how was it? I've got it. Take your leave of crone and maiden, standing tall behind the gates. Boldly go towards true midnight. In caverns cold your prize awaits. Pass through the all of forest kings, hidden deep from hunter's gaze. Standing tall, 2 guards of stone, behind whom yearned for treasure lays. Between them stands a mighty rock, a subtle niche, yet deeper still, a place to give one's art to God. Behold, my armor gleaming still.
Acho que sei onde procurar.
The crone and the maiden towards midnight. We've got east, west, midday, midnight. Bloody hell! I think I know where it is.
Really? Well, seems you've got something between your ears then, lad. And you know what? I've got something else for you. Sir George, who previously owned the armor, wanted to have a nice poleaxe made in Prague too. But he died of the plague before he could do it. I'm not too certain about Brunswick and his armor, but this is certainly true, because I have a copy of George's order here. Here, take it, as a keepsake. And now, go.
Esboço. Resolva a charada, encontre o... Este casamento, descobrir a arate, a torre. Vamos tirar a festa de casamento. Demissões. Demissão. Diário. Bom, deixa eu ver tudo aqueles feitiços que tomaram conta, ver se pelo menos também posso prender com ele. Missão principal. Tarefa. Brasa no leão. Já faço, mas pensar um pouco, eu consigo escrever quanto o Anchado deve me levar vivo, é mais ou menos assim. Dá adeus a megera e a donzela. Erguendo-se atrás do portão, com coragem. Avança rumo à meia-noite. Cavernas frias, onde eu expondo o coração, passo pelo salão dos reis da floresta. Então tem alguma caverna. Pior que eu não descobri o mapa ainda. Ver esses pontos de interesse. Acho que meia-noite deve ser pro norte. Cadê o negócio que tinha marcado?
Doesn't it bother you walking around here like these, you know?
Forma de missão. Ah, não tá trancado. Você tá vendo aí? Tem um portão. Aqui não tem portão. Deixa eu ver. Da deusa megera e a donzela erguendo-se atrás do portão. E aí, Trotsky. Eu passo pelo salão dos reis da floresta. Passo pela floresta ainda. Tá, deixa eu ver se é pro norte. Eu tô sem cavalo. Não fui no negócio ainda.
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problems.
Alright, the celebration is over and done.
Ué, caiu outra live. Não.
Everything's going well.
Careful!
Shouldn't be hanging around here.
É. Eu tô com espada de caça. Tô. Acho que deve ser alguma caverna na floresta. É pior que eu acho que não vai mostrar se tem caverna no mapa. Eu tô indo ao norte. Escondido na profundeza do olhar dos caçadores. Esses 2 guardas de pedra. Tá, nesse aqui já não é. Local de caça. Passa pelo salão dos reis da floresta, escondido na profundeza do olhar dos caçadores. Essa mais pra frente ainda. Esses 2 guardas de pedra. Deixa eu ver. Acho que não é aqui não, deve ser mais pra frente. Na festa de casamento com a Judith Ferreiro, Radovan. Mas pior que se for pra baixo, quer dizer, se for pra cima vai sair de Trotsky já. Deixa eu ver. Isso. Acho que não é aqui não. Mas meia-noite pra ser pra cima. Meu Deus, me joga de um zero aqui atrás do portão. Vou ver se é pra esse lado aqui. Voltar. Acho que talvez escondido do olhar caçador seja o lado oposto do caçador da área de caça. Aqui, se tiver que cavando, tem um par. Aqui, acho que deve ser esses dois.
Oh gods. I wonder what their names were.
Acho que deve ser esse por aqui. Ah, cadê? Cavernas, não. Eles se transportam coragem uma meia-noite. Cavernas frias da idade de Ospion. Passo pelo salão dos reis da floresta. Acho que por esse lado aqui. Escondido na profundeza. Acho que esse aqui deve ser os reis. Não, cadê? Hoje uma meia-noite, cavernas frias, passo pelo salão dos guardas de pedra, dos quais já é tesouro dos louvores. Mais profundo. Atrás. Dá pra examinar, não?
I see they haven't been forgotten, and the locals still worship them. I can't really blame them seeing the state of this land.
Isso percebe. Não. Esse é reto, então. Ídolos antigos. A caverna ali. É um ninho. Caverna. Nossa, não tenho...
Tá!
Ah, mas é mais de 2 que tem. Mentira. Ah, é esse, o personagem fica parado. Não é pra travar a mira não. Nossa, merda. Errou de novo. Ah, esse tenta tirar a mira e não sai. Pegou de novo, vai me matar. Não, nossa. Atrapalha demais essa mira. Só depois que eu conversei com esse personagem. Eu tô com missão. Ah, não. Tem que perguntar do negócio do... Nossa, merda.
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problems.
How can I met she's what? You didn't run no or unless but Bar what legend? It's there are acquired.
Maybe I might be
excuse whole inside. Who exactly really? For friends of but run. Could you run so we you may earn still but and what run over time so after so well runs and for except is but for where did it is this
I think
and as our own of course it looked like
Chenya. Well,
Lord, it's or
and do you know?
Yes, but I search Chenya. Do you?
Then how?
I've got to pass the
the crown bloody
Ranjan, sir. I'm not here, and now.
Live us all. No, it was Yan. The bean.
Him? Fee was fit as a fiddle. What happened?
Verde. Vai ser pro sul então. Erguendo-se atrás do portão. Garagem, meia-noite.
They say he went to bed healthy, but never woke up. It's a mystery.
God, that's terrible.
Did you drink away your hose?
Nah, everything good in life is done without praise on.
How rude.
Acho que é onde tem aqueles ídolos. Merda. caverna aqui. Menino. Bandido.
Stop! You fucker!
Nossa, não tá equipado.
I'm being attacked! Help! Oh!
São bandidos.
What?
São.
Fuck you, Wilson.
Que isso? Dá pra isso nem pra defender. Ah não, vou morrer de novo. Merda. Ah não, tem que ver a história de novo. Bosta. Nossa, que merda. Ah, é isso. Caralho.
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problems.
Greeting, but bring. I met. She's what? You didn't run. No. Or unless. But. What leg? It's there are act. What? That may. I'm. Aim. Excuse. Hold. In short, I. Who exactly? You really? Her prince runs. Could you well run so we. You her name still, but. Then what? Run over and so. Well, sprung and except is at the firm. Where did it is this? I think. And as a reward of look. Chenya. Well, Lord, it's or and do you know? But I certainly. Then how? I've got it. Take past the bloody hell. Real and you know, search. I'm not too here and now.
Esses pontos. Ué, não ganhei ponto não. Você recebe mais código com esse chave, facilitando negociação de preços maiores. Eu ganho 10% mais dinheiro ao vender arma, armadura, roupa, enquanto os riscos perfeitos. Vou pegar esse girabe. O que é essa haste de Graniswick? Acabou o botão para prender? Vamos ver. Nova receita, quer ver uma nova receita? Não. Sim. Ah, é tipo um machado. Ah, deixa eu ver onde que pega essa armadura.
Coloca o sal. tomar a cama dela, tá bom? Por um instante. Pode?
Tem depois do castelo, então.
Tirar essa blusinha, né?
Acho que eu preciso de um pá também. Fazer umas missões então.
And that dog of yours was going mad, barking and growling at me like I was a stranger. He never used to be like that.
He's half blind, as good as deaf, and when...
As missões que eu tenho. Entre na festa de casamento com a ajuda de Moreira. Vou nesse que. Na festa de casamento com a ajuda de Ferreiro. Descobri o que aconteceu com o vira-rato. Falar com o gato torre.
Takes fright, he nearly bites your hand off.
Cadê a marcação?
I'll give him a bit longer before I take him to the knackers. I don't want to wait for him to...
Hail?
É, cada lugar é longe no jogo, no mapa. Depois eu pego. Vamos ver. Vou pegar alguma missão perto do castelo, aí eu pego a primeira parte. O castelo. Está com bastante atraso na live. Tá, chove.
What would you like?
Estou aqui por causa do serviço.
I heard you could use a helping hand at the forge.
I could. My last 2 hands, well, they're not worth mentioning. And what with the wedding coming up, the work is piling up. What do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Radovan. You should know, Henry. The blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Well, that kind of experience will come in very handy for me indeed. As it happens, I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semine. A fine sword.
So you'll take me on?
Hold your horses. I'll have to try you out first. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a straight blade. That shouldn't give you much trouble if your father was a swordsmith, should it?
Sure thing. I can get started right away.
Great. Find some iron and get started then.
Iron?
You can't make a sword out of butter, but if you don't have your own stuff, you can get everything from the chest in my forge. Go over to the anvil. Let's get started. Stop faffing about and get to work.
Materiaal.
Then go over to the anvil and let's get started. Furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up bit by bit. Try poking it around for a bit. Now get the furnace nice and hot. There's a lever above you. Give it a pull. It works the bellows. But you won't be able to tell when it's in the fire. You have to take it out from time to time and take a look. Try it out. See? That's exactly the straw color we want. You've got talent, lad. Now heat up the whole thing. The whole thing is heated up now, so come over to the anvil. Try moving the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it. Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. Very nice. You're doing just fine. But when I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway. It's cooled now. You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace from time to time. Sometimes you've got to go there and back all day. But it's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up like before. Get a move on. I'd like to get some other things done today. The whole thing is heated up now, so come over to the anvil. Hear that? Besides the sparks, you can tell a good strike by the sound it makes. Well struck. See how it's taking on the right shape? That's how you can tell it's almost finished. Now, I've got a piece of advice for you. Hammer to a rhythm. When I hammer a piece to a beat, the work goes by easier. Sometimes I'll whistle. There you go. You've got it finished. All that's left is to temper it, and the sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking.
Revenimento para extremar força. Faz um sucesso para de caça.
Right. Let's have a look. Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
He'd certainly be happy to hear that.
If you carry on hammering as well as you did today, you've definitely got a job here. Even so, keep in mind, it's all about making sure every strike does its job. That's why you can't let it get cold, or keep striking the same spot. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one, you can't go wrong. Got that? Or is there something else you want to ask about?
What good does it do me to whistle while I work?
It makes you work to a rhythm. You won't get tired so quickly, and the iron feels it.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed. And there's a chest where you can keep your things. And of course, you can use the forge anytime you want. Any questions?
Where can I get materials?
You can buy some essentials from me. But if you want to make a fancy sword with lots of ornamentation, you'll have to look elsewhere. This is just a village, you know. The locals ain't after luxury. They can't afford it neither.
What can I do with the items I've forged?
Well, you can sell them, though you probably won't have much luck around here. But I'll happily buy some of the nicer things from you.
What now?
What do you think? You're not going to be idle. I'll find you some work to do right away. You're pretty good at swords, but what the locals really need is axes and horseshoes. Right. Here are some simple drawings that show what they're both supposed to look like. And some iron. You can get down to it right away.
Just like that? You aren't going to help me?
Sacre, lad. I chose you because you already know a thing or two. I'm not going to look over your shoulder all bloody day. You take care of these smaller jobs. Forge away as long as you're able, and then sell it all. Once you've made some coin and feel like being out in the open again, I'll give you some more interesting work.
Salve. Escolhi-se própria cama. Deixa as coisas estão marcadas no mapa. Mas pode me ajudar. Roda os vídeos, textos. Estrelas pretas para mim.
What would you like?
Conte-me sobre... Não, conte sobre o trabalho mais interessante.
It's about those two idiot hands of mine, Venser and Franzi. They drove off with a cart full of goods towards Semine. And they never came back.
Do you want me to find them?
Just so. But more importantly, I want to know where my cart ended up. And especially the cargo. Go to Semine and find out what the bloody hell happened.
Have you any idea which way they might have gone? I could have a look along the way. Maybe their cart broke down or something.
There's only one road to Semine that can take a cart. It leads from Takov to Troskovitz, and then to the south. But I've got a bad feeling they got up to no good in Semine.
Those two hands of yours, Venser and Franzi, what can you tell me about them?
Can't tell you much. They're wondering. I don't think they wanted to stay here with me for long.
Were they suspicious in any?
No, they worked hard. They ain't no...
Okay.
What was the cart carrying?
Bugger and bollocks. All sorts of stuff. There were some hunting swords, bastard swords, crossbow, and some kitchen stuff. Sacks. There's a good month's work in that cart.
All right. I'll get right on it then.
Go ahead. And if you find that pair of fools drunk, kick their asses for me.
Gladly. I'll kick some sobriety into them.
Sobre o trabalho com Ferreiro. O que ele tem para vender?
What do you have?
Já que vocês duas partes, inventário do comerciante, para você comprar o inventário para vender os itens da conta, na cesta dos padrões. Interna entre compra e venda, selecionar um item, adicionar a cesta. Fechar a transação e X negociar o preço. R$199 moedas. Tenho uma reputação. Tenho 5 moedas.
Take care then. And thanks for... What can I do for you?
Trabalho como ferreiro.
I'm still not really sure of myself in the form.
Why not? Why don't you forge me another hunt?
Yeah, I have.
Let's see what you... You fucking piece of shit.
Ué.
Are you gonna get started then?
Fazer espada de novo. Pensei que ia ensinar alguma coisa
Furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up bit by bit. Try poking it around for a bit. Now get the furnace nice and hot. There's a lever above it. Give it a pull. It works the bellows. You can tell the temperature by the colour, but you won't be able to tell when it's in the fire. You have to take it out from time to time and take a look. Try it out. The whole thing is heated up now, so come over to the anvil. Try moving the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it. Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. Very nice. You're doing just fine. But when I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway. Cooled now. You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace from time to time. Sometimes you've got to go there and back all day. But it's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up again, like before.
Esse negócio de forja e lembra o Skyrim, de como fazer espada também, e armadura.
Heat it up now, so come over to the anvil. Sparks are flying nicely. Sparks. That's the stuff. Well struck. See how it's taking on the right shape? That's how you can tell it's almost finished. Now, I've got a piece of advice for you. Hammer to a rhythm. When I hammer a piece to a beat, the work goes by easier. Sometimes I'll whistle to myself to keep the rhythm going. There you go. You've got it finished. All that's left is to temper it, and the sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking.
Ferreiro.
There's a couple more things I'd like to ask about smithing.
Ask away.
No.
Thanks. I'd like you to teach me something.
Yeah, all right. What is this about?
Sem medo, não. Tá, então tem que fazer a missão da carroça. Sêmenes. O jogador estava indo para cima com carro de equipamento. Espero que não gere a missão. Não aparece no minimapa. Deixa eu ir no coxo. castelo. Acho que eu passei. Achei nada. Primeira parte. Acho que por esse lado. Deixa eu ver o exército da primeira parte de armadura. Bem mais pra frente. Quase no final do mapa. Acho que é mais pra ali. Mais ainda.